The dining room in my parents' place in Columbus looked like it always did in December, too warm, too bright, too staged. My mother loved symmetry. 2 identical wreaths in the windows. Candles spaced evenly down the center of the table. My sister Emily's engagement ring, catching the chandelier light like it had been positioned for it. I'd arrived with a bottle of mid-range California red and no announcements. Emily had closed on a 4-bedroom in Dublin the week before. New build. White siding. 3-car garage. My mother had already printed photos from Zillow and arranged them beside the dessert plates like place cards. We hadn't even carved the ham before it began. Emily just bought a beautiful house, my mother said, as if anyone in the room had missed the framed evidence. 4 bedrooms. Such a good school district. She said it lightly, proudly. But her eyes drifted to me at the end of the sentence. Emily smiled without looking at me. It just felt like the right time, she said, smoothing her napkin. When will you settle down, Luke? The word settle landed heavier than she meant it to sound. I smiled back. I'd practiced that expression for years, the one that revealed nothing. I had moved cities twice in 5 years. I worked remotely in commercial property acquisitions for a mid-sized firm in Chicago. To my family that translated to, he's still figuring things out. No ring, no house in the suburbs. No Christmas cards with coordinated outfits. I said. That was always enough to keep the peace. But something in me had shifted months earlier. Not ambition, I'd always had that. It was the need for explanation that had evaporated. We'd grown up in a house where milestones were currency. First job, first mortgage, first child. The scoreboard was visible at all times. Emily played the game well. I had stopped playing. Halfway through dinner, my phone vibrated in my pocket. I glanced at the screen. Carson and Miller LP. I excused myself, not dramatically. Just enough to step into the hallway by the staircase where the family photos climbed the wall. In chronological order of approved achievements. Luke. The voice on the other end said. Just confirming the deed transfer has been recorded. Closing is officially complete. The management company has received the keys and the tenant's lease agreements are finalized. I closed my eyes for a second. Everything's funded? I asked. Fully funded, congratulations, it's reunits. Brick facade, built in 1924, walking distance from Lake Michigan. I'd been negotiating for 8 months. Quietly, patiently. No Zillow printouts at Christmas, thank you, I said, I appreciate it. When I stepped back into the dining room, the energy had shifted, though no one had spoken. My mother's fork hovered mid-air. Emily's eyes tracked my face with new curiosity. Everything okay? My mother asked. I took my seat. Yeah, I said. Just finished closing on a place. Emily blinked. You bought something? I reached for my wine. Already did. My mother frowned slightly. You didn't mention you were looking. I wasn't really looking. I said it was an off-market deal. Silence expanded across the table. My father cleared his throat. The way he did when he sensed a current changing but couldn't yet see its direction. Where? Emily asked. Chicago. I said. Unit building. It's being leased out. Long-term investment. Emily's smile returned, but it wasn't as smooth as before. Oh, so not for you. I met her eyes then. I already settled down, I said quietly. I just didn't invite anyone who doubts me. The words weren't sharp, they didn't need to be. My mother's face shifted first. Not anger, calculation. She replayed years of commentary in her head, I could see it. The comparisons, the questions. The subtle suggestions that I was behind. Emily's posture stiffened. The ring on her hand suddenly looked less like a spotlight and more like jewelry. My father leaned back, studying me in a way he hadn't in a long time. How long have you been working on this? He asked. Since spring. You never said anything. I shrugged. Didn't need to. That was the real sentence. Not about the building, not about the lease agreements. About the fact that I no longer needed the applause or the approval to move forward. Dinner continued, but differently. Questions replaced assumptions. My mother asked about cap rates. Emily asked about financing structures. The room had not exploded into celebration, it had rebalanced. Later, while my mother packed leftovers into plastic containers, she stood beside me at the counter. You should have told us. She said softer now. I know. I said. She waited for more. An apology, a reassurance, but there wasn't one. Driving back to my hotel night, I expected to feel triumphant, vindicated. Instead, I felt something quieter, relief. The building mattered. The tenants mattered. The long game mattered. But the most significant shift had happened long before the deed recorded. It happened the moment I stopped rehearsing explanations in my head. The moment I stopped measuring myself against Emily's timeline. 2 weeks later, she texted me. "Can you send me the contact for your property manager? We're thinking of renting out our basement eventually." I sent the number. No commentary. Power hadn't flipped dramatically. No one apologized publicly. There was no toast raised in my honor. But something irreversible had settled. Not the house, me.